Hello and welcome to Everyone Has a Podcast. I'm Blitz Ace, and this is Jenko. And that is the smoothest intro that I will ever do.
Never happen again.
Now, I'll try next time and see how it goes, but you never know. It might not go so smoothly, just like most things in life. It doesn't always go according to plan.
True. Yeah.
Oh Christ! So we've had we do this every 2 weeks. I don't think I've actually put that anywhere of like what the schedule is for this. I
I
really,
think people can work it out.
I mean, yeah, but like I never like to commit to it just in case like something comes up and then we can't do like every 2 weeks, or something comes up and then you postpone it or whatever. So it is like usually around every 2 weeks. Unlike
Normally,
the
yeah.
unlike the other podcast, which is
Get off my dick, all right?
This is right. This when I put this up there, this will be episode 7 posted up.
Mm-hmm.
How many have we recorded of the other one?
I told you to get off my dick.
But it's so much
All right.
fun jumping up and down.
Well, it's called soaking. Look it up.
I really don't want to, and nobody else
Yeah, you
should.
don't want to.
No,
It's
I really
also
don't.
the one time it's disgusting. On the other hand, it's fucking hilarious. What kids like? Well, not kids, but like
So
it's just hilarious. If you look it up, you're like, what? And then you're like,
I mean,
it's funny.
it. So like,
Grow up.
I was on this is in all seriousness. I had a driving lesson, and we were talking about random things. And one of the things that came up that there's a girl that tried to get the world record for most men slept with, in like a day, and she was trying to go
That's
for
something like 300 and something.
she was trying to go for 1,000.
Oh
And
my
and
goodness.
so like there was an interview with her before it and an interview with her after it, and she looked like really depressed after it. And I was like,
No, that's the girl that did 100 in a day.
is that the one
No,
that did
she did
100 in a day?
She did 100 in a day, yeah. And she was like, yeah, ha ha ha.
Oh
And then
wow.
afterward, they were like her crew, as it were like taking the piss out of her basically.
Oh wow.
And like even the lads that did it, they were like, oh yeah, I kind of regret doing it now. And one
Wasn't there
lad was
like
like,
what wasn't there one lad that got pulled out of the queue by his mum?
possibly. There was one lad who said he'd never tell anyone that he did it because he's so ashamed of it. Apparently there were just rubbers all over the floor.
It
One guy
just
juiced on her face and then licked it off, and yeah.
okay. I mean, this podcast has taken a very wrong turn straight off the bat.
You brought it up, not
I,
me.
I mean, yeah, but at the same time, it's no, just no. It just sounds weird. Oh, right. Well, let's get away from that, and let's try and go on one of the topics. So I
Go
have
straight to the list. No
I'm gonna go. I'm
preamble.
gonna go straight to the list now. I'm gonna go
All
straight
right,
onto the
okay.
list. Right. So
Fluff myself then, I guess.
don't, because I spoke about that the other day with somebody else about what a fluffer is. Right. In your opinion, who do you think is the worst villain? Now, this is someone like that you think is both a mixture of like he makes a really good villain, but at the same time, it's just too wrong.
I don't understand what you mean. Who? What? Like they're shit at their job, or like
No, so
what?
like someone who's so like who do you think is a really good villain? So someone that's actually been a decent villain, so someone that fits that role. Because you got a lot of like villains in like anime and films and things like that where they come, you know, they become the good guy at the end of it. And it's like, well, that's not really a good villain, is it? That's
Well,
like
they're more
more
like
of a
anti-heroes at that
correct,
point. Then.
yeah. So like, who do you think makes a really good villain?
Really good villain. A really good villain. I don't know. I can't think of one that like is a really good villain that like then turns and then like saves the day or what. I can't think of that. One of my favorite.
So like
What?
one of my favorite villains, because he's just a villain. He just seems like, and there's no turning back. But like he's just pure evil and just
Michael Myers.
I mean that's a good villain, but I don't know. I don't know enough about the backstory on that.
Halloween. Just watch Halloween, man. It's sick. It's awesome.
I haven't seen it in so long. I've forgotten a lot about it. I remember like the general sort of like thing of it, but it's an old film now.
Yeah, it's like from the 70s. Like watch that. Watch the original Halloween. Skip all of the others until you get to Halloween 2018. Watch that, and then watch Halloween Kills, and then that's it. Just watch
Oh.
those 3 films. Halloween Ends is, in my opinion, shit-ish, because Michael Myers is not in it a lot, and when he is in it,
Uh,
he's not in it for very long, you know? So, yeah.
hmm.
I do think it should have ended with Halloween Kills.
Well, it's the same as like what they did with Nightmare on Elm Street. Uh, I really enjoyed Nightmare on Elm Street. It was a really good film. I like the Freddy Krueger films because that's what I kind of grew up watching. But like when they kind of went like Freddy versus Jason and all this sort of stuff, or like
Mm,
and they kept rehashing it, it just ended up getting over the top. It's I always find that sometimes when they do like sequels and things like this, it kind of ruins it a little bit. It takes
mm.
away from sometimes what a good film is. Yes, you could probably make more money off of doing more films of it, but you kind of you risk taking something away from it. Like a good example is like The Matrix. The Matrix is a brilliant film. I loved it.
Yeah.
But when they did, the next 3 films, I mean, I don't know if you've watched like the latest one that sort of came out.
I watched half of it.
It's about as
And
far as
I
I
was
could get
like,
through.
I mean, the reason that she made it was because she didn't want to make another Matrix film. So she just said, I'll make the shittest one there is so they won't waste any more money on this franchise. And so that's what she did.
Yeah.
And then they were like, we're going to remake it. And she's like, fuck.
This backfired on me so badly.
Fuck.
No, but like The Matrix, the first film, it was really good, and I think
It was amazing. Yeah.
the closest that came to obviously being a decent sort of like addition onto that was the Animatrix, where it was like different.
That was really good.
That was
Oh, it was
really it was
really good.
brilliant, but that was
Loved it.
like that was
Loved it.
short clips that were not really based on the main story. It was just like little subplots.
No, there was story. Yeah, there
Yeah.
was story set in the Matrix universe. I really liked the detective one. That was really good. And then the
Yeah.
glitch one, where there was the glitch in the Matrix, and they were like in this like haunted house.
Oh
It was just the
yeah.
Matrix glitching out, and it was suck.
Yeah, because wasn't it like they could the kids found the glitch, and they were sort of like they were going in different rooms and stuff, and it was really weird.
Yeah,
There was
yeah.
there
Some
was
woman
like an
found it because she was swallowing
anti-gravity
a
room.
cat.
Yeah.
That was it. They were like throwing a bottle on the ground and explode, and then come back into like one piece and stuff.
Nice.
Yeah,
Yeah,
really good.
there's lots of films that are like that where you don't need another like load of films for it. It's just not necessary, but they always sort of feel like, oh, we need to do more of this. Let's just like chuck more and more and more and more and more at it. It's like, well, oh god,
Okay, I think I've got one now. I think I've got one now.
yeah.
The Arbiter from Halo. He was an elite in Halo 1, and then in Halo 2, he was turned into the Arbiter, where he's kind of still a villain for the first half, but then becomes mates with the Halo guy.
Do you think
Master
it's
Chief.
better if a villain just stays a villain?
I do, yeah, I do. If Michael Myers ever went like, you know what, fuck this, I'm going to stab the bad guys, I'd be like pissed off.
Yeah, I'm gonna
You know?
use my evil ways to go good.
I mean, there was a whole thing in like was it 5, where he was controlled by a cult.
There were
That's why he
5?
kills. Oh, there's like 10 of these films.
Are you really?
There's like Halloween 1, Halloween 2, which are like direct sequel to each other. Then there's Halloween 3, Season of the Witch, which was its own story. Because when they made the Halloween films, John Carpenter wanted to make it as an anthology film set. So it would just be the name Halloween, and then the next one would have nothing to do with it. Like Final Fantasy, it was like that.
Oh.
So the next film would have nothing to do with the previous one. But then like the studio execs were like, give us more Michael Myers, see? We like him, he makes us money. So he did. And then like with Halloween 3, he's like, I want to do my own thing again. They said, sure. Made Season of the Witch. Completely unappreciated in its time. And then they were like, nah, this sucks. Bring us back Michael. So they did 4, 5, and 6, where it was his niece. And then they did Halloween H2O, which was I guess 7, then Resurrections, then yeah, Halloween, Halloween Kills, Halloween Ends. So like 10 films.
Wow.
And then there was the rumor that the Jason versus Freddy film, Freddy versus Jason, the sequel would have had Michael in that as well.
Oh my god. But like it's the same thing that they tried to do with like Alien versus Predator. The premise, yeah, but like the premise of it sounded like it could have been good.
Yeah,
right?
It could have been good.
It could have been good.
Just they fumbled it
It's
every turn.
fucking terrible. I mean, I haven't.
Stories sucked. Like
mean-
it was a 12 for a start.
I
Or
haven't.
12A.
I haven't watched the latest Alien stuff. Because what was the latest ones? You had
Romulus.
Romulus. Was it Prometheus and Romulus?
It was Prometheus, Alien Covenant, then Romulus. But
Romulus is the latest one, or is there another one?
yeah, Romulus is the latest one. That's getting a sequel, and then Ridley Scott, he's saying, I'm gonna make my next Alien movie, because he did the first Alien. He like helped rewrite certain bits, and then he directed Alien. And then for some reason, everyone thinks he's the fucking god of Alien, which like he did the first one. Then he did Prometheus, great sci-fi movie, shit Alien film. He did Covenant, shit sci-fi, shit Alien. And then and then they were like, "Oh, we're not gonna give you any more money to make Alien films." And then everyone has to bum him to like, brown nose him to just get like more money to do an Alien thing. Like the Alien TV show's got nothing to do with him, and it looks sick. And then Romulus had nothing to do with him, and it looks sick. So
Yeah. Sometimes the idea outgrows the person.
yeah,
So
exactly.
So
he was
sometimes
one cog in the wheel.
precisely, yeah. So sometimes it's like, it wasn't him that he sort of like did a decent film or the first one, but then obviously for everything else, it got taken over but like, the first film you had it was like a puppet, wasn't it? It was a puppet thing.
No, it was a man in a suit. I mean, a
Okay.
facehugger.
Yeah.
Facehugger was like, it was his it was a puppet, and then I think like they had his hands in at one point.
Yeah.
So he was like fluffing it and like.
And then obviously, and then basically the latest stuff is all CGI.
Not in Romulus. Romulus did use a lot of
Ooh,
models.
really?
Yeah, and again there was a guy in the suit again.
Oh, wow.
And there was a lot, like they had like remote control face huggers going along the floor. You can see like behind the scene footage, and it looks really good.
I was gonna say because it's something which
Some
I've
of it is
always
still
had.
CG.
Yeah, like the biggest issue I've had recently with a lot of films is they rely too heavily on CGI.
Fully agree.
And there needs to be more. Do you know what? I was thinking about this because I love Doctor Who. Love it. Brilliant, right?
Yeah. Well, it depends what's going on, but yeah.
And obviously, I found that when I was watching like the some of the latest ones, because there's too much CGI, it kind of doesn't make it the same. Now, obviously, I know the story makes a bit of a difference, and it's good that it's if it's got a decent story behind it, and obviously, Jodie Whittaker's Doctor didn't have the greatest of writing, so it kind of fell short for me. The story kind of went all over the place in a lot of different ways.
Have you finished that Doctor yet?
No, I haven't, because it's just I got so far because it wasn't it. What was it called? The Flux.
Oh yeah.
So I got partway through the Flux, and I just was like, I just can't get through it. I can't do it, and I really want to because I actually liked her as the Doctor.
Yeah, same.
But
the
like,
whole thing for me is the timeless child with that storyline.
I hate it. I hate that. I hate
Yeah,
that
hate
story.
it,
I
hate
hate it.
I love the idea that this is her second generation of
Yeah.
cycles, or
Yeah.
she had all these past lives. Love that.
Yeah.
Love the thing where there's the woman in the lighthouse and she's a doctor. Is she a past one or a future one? Don't know. Love that. That's great. But then the fact that the doctor is was a kid that was discovered, and they went, "Hey, that's some nice genes.
Yeah.
Let's take those."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't like it.
Sucks.
No.
Sucks. The big one.
Because the whole thing, because you had like the introduction to like the potential of like a Time Lord having more than the normal amount of lives. Because with Matt Smith, when he got like obviously given the ability to do more regenerations, and it was like, oh, so they can do that, and they might have done that in the past. Fine.
Yeah.
And I thought maybe that's what they might be linking to, but no,
Well,
they decided to even just kind of do whatever they want.
The Master does it as well. Like now and again, he somehow, because he dies and he's way past his 13 lives, and he's always trying to steal the Doctor's lives. So it can be done. There's certain ways they can do it.
Yeah, because the Master in obviously Peter Capaldi's
Misty.
Yeah, so she kills herself.
Yeah, she kills her past self to regenerate into this version.
Oh my
and
god! But then
that past version kills her.
But that will come back round again.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
you know you can't.
I really liked it. I thought she was brilliant.
It's
I really
brilliant.
liked her.
Yeah.
It would have made more sense. It would have maybe not even more sense. Maybe it just would have been better if the master had been the timeless child. If they were going to commit to that totally at all,
Oh,
that would have been better in my opinion.
that would have been an interesting idea. Yeah, but I like the idea that the master was kind of twisted by the time vortex, and obviously that's the
Mm,
reason why the master is the way that the master is.
yeah,
And like obviously
the
when you
drums.
yeah the drums, oh that was such a good story as well. That
Yeah,
tap 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 tap.
yeah. I was
Yeah,
going to say
love
we
it.
can't hear that because you're
I
tapping
know.
your
I
desk with
just
your microphones up
tap
here.
tap tap
Yeah,
tap.
Right.
Can't even hear that. No, fucking stupid thing.
My microphone's too good to
Yeah,
like pick up the taps.
it won't even do that. Even when I have to do that. So yeah, yeah. So dun 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 dun, and it's basically just him tapping on the glass. Oh my god, what a moment.
You'll knock 4 times.
Oh
Are you
yeah.
going to let me out now? And you're like, oh fuck, it's him.
Oh my
Yuck.
god. You know, I didn't realize that a lot of the people that were in like Doctor Who, they ended up in like a lot of children's programs. So like he went
Mm.
on to do like one that was
Something
he was
about a
doing
boat.
yeah, so he's like doing storytelling and this, that, and the other.
Yeah.
And then he had like visitors from people that were in Doctor Who. And it was like,
Yeah.
this is weird. Is this like a sequel? Did I not know about this one?
I mean, all right, fair. Favorite companion then for Doctor Who?
Oh, for me, it's either I wasn't I wasn't keen on Rose.
Nah.
She was all right, but like
Okay. She's like,
yeah. And then you had Clark. What was it? Oh my god.
who was she with?
With Matt Smith and Peter Capaldi for a short period.
Oh my god! Now, oh my god! Now I was like, I know exactly who he means. I'm just gonna wait, and then yeah. Oh my god.
Do you remember?
Yes, I don't remember her name now. Clara.
That's it, Clara. That's it. Yeah,
Clara.
she
Clara.
was really good. I liked her, and she was really good as obviously, and obviously her story, which obviously intertwined with obviously the Doctor's past, and I thought that was really good. It was good.
Why
Sort
can't
of,
we get a series of her?
well,
And her
originally,
TARDIS?
she was supposed to have one with what's her name from Game of Thrones, because they did like a thing where they both went off together because she was supposed to like die in it, and she is like she's a new sort of like timeless person. So
Yeah.
it was like it was a hint that obviously we're going to get a new like spin-off of that, but it never really got any traction, and obviously I don't really know what happened with the rest of it. But it's the same as anything really. It's like if you did a spin-off, would it be any good, or would you just keep comparing it to Doctor Who and expect the same sort of thing?
Well, Laura, my wife, watched it. My wife.
My wife.
My wife. She watched this one spin-off called Class, which she really liked. And she said it was really good, and I completely forgot about it. I didn't watch it with her. I was I can't remember what I was doing, but she watched it and she said it was really really good. And it was one season only, and I think it was around the Peter Capaldi era. And she said it was really really good, but then it got cancelled and never got a second season. Which sucks because she said it was really good and it landed on a cliffhanger. And then she met some of the actors at the Comic-Con in Wrexham, and they said, we don't know what's happening, we hope it comes back. But yeah, so
Yeah.
there's a lot of Doctor Who spin-offs. Like Torchwood was really good for a while, but it did get a bit like,
Weren't they supposed to be bringing that back for like a season or something?
they bring it back in like novels and audiobooks and
Mm.
comics. I don't think they'll ever get another TV show.
Mm.
I mean, like, not for a long time at least.
Yeah. I do like when they do something like, because you had oh was it with oh my god, why can't I remember what it was? Because it had, was it Mrs. Smith?
Mrs. Smith.
Because she God almighty.
K9.
K9
Sarah
and
Jane.
yeah, Sarah Jane, that's it. Sarah Jane
That's it.
Chronicles. And she called herself Mrs. Smith in a few of them.
Oh, because he calls himself Mr. Smith, doesn't
Yeah,
he?
that's it, yeah. Because obviously there was that where she did like her own little spin-off and obviously did stuff with that. I mean, there's been like little spin-offs here and there, but sometimes they don't go very well for it. But I do prefer some of the less CGI stuff. It just,
Mm,
it's not the same to what it was before, when you used to have like puppets. And it's one of the reasons why I have a love-hate relationship for some of the Star Wars films in this way. Um because if you go by original like Star Wars stuff, where you've got like Yoda with obviously being a puppet and everything else, and then you go back, it's not even that many years. You go back to him like flipping over, you know, doing like the fights and stuff, and it's like, I feel like this is a
ah,
little bit over the top, but also it has got some cool parts to it. Don't get me wrong; it's really really awesome. But like,
this segues quite nicely into something I want to talk about. Have you seen the Star Wars musical
no,
on
I haven't.
YouTube and TikTok? Oh my god. It's 3 minutes and I love it. I absolutely fucking love it. So if you go on YouTube and you put in Star Wars musical, someone has AI'd, which I hate. I hate AI
Yeah.
in all of its facets and creative stuff. I hate it. I absolutely hate it. Um, Someone's used AI to turn Star Wars Episode 3, the part where Anakin and Obi-Wan fight,
Yeah.
into a musical, and it's phenomenal. It is, for lack of a word, phenomenal. The CGI is ropey as hell. Like the AI is ropey as shit. You can't trust it. That's why the video, like the effects, they've got like their hands are supposed to be like this, holding microphones, but their hands meld into one. They've got 18 fingers. Like the AI faces don't look anything like them, and the lip sync's completely out. But they're doing stuff and they're like playing guitars that have got like 18 strings and 3 tuning knobs, and the strings stop at a certain fret. Um, you get past the video of it, the song's fucking phenomenal. I love it. Oh my god. It's like, this is the end for you, my master, and stuff like that. I was like, yeah. Oh my god. I play Fortnite with our friend Evan a lot. And like we're just walking around and we'll go like we'll just play like this. Anakin, my allegiance is to the Republic, to democracy. If you're not with me, you're my enemy. Only a Sith deals in absolutes. I will do what I must. And it's a great part where he grabs the microphone and says, I failed you, Anakin. I failed you. And it's just like, fuck, that's my guy right there. Obi-Wan's my favorite Star Wars character ever.
What, since the very beginning?
Yeah, man.
Huh.
That duplicitous old bastard.
It's
I
always
don't seem to ever remember owning a droid. Technically, he didn't lie.
uh see it.
Oh. Mm, oh,
Yeah.
he's never owned a droid.
Well, no. Well,
Oh.
he's never owned a droid, yes, but surely that's like a giant, like, massive gaping hole in the whole
There's so
thing.
many gaping
Yeah,
buttholes in
it's-
Star Wars stories. Like the first Star Wars film it was just called Star Wars. It wasn't called like Episode 4. It was just Star Wars. Darth Vader was never planned to be his dad or Leia his sister. Never happened.
Interesting story, and obviously it's great on how it all worked out. But like, you do find this in a lot of things where sometimes there are huge holes in the story of everything when you really pick at it.
Yeah,
There's no way you could ever have it perfect.
there were
Um,
some great connections that he did in the prequels that paid off in the films he'd already made, but like they're fewer than the plot holes that are left in there. But yeah,
I think it's one of those sort of situations where the idea and the principle of the film outgrew any issues you could have with it. For example, I'm a huge fan of Dragon Ball.
we all
However,
know this.
uh,
It's
how
not a secret.
yeah, however, there are some giant holes in some of the early stuff that you sort of
For
like read
sure.
with it, and then it kind of like, for example, as a giant like hole of it is when he goes against Demon King Piccolo, and he sort of like he shoots through his chest, and then obviously
Mhm.
he spits out the new like Piccolo. Technically, at that moment, Kami should have died.
Yeah, it should have. Yeah, because they're from the same person.
Because the
Yeah,
same person. So
yeah.
like the fact that he goes, no, it's the kid now. It's like, yeah, but they're not the same person.
No, not the
It's,
same. No,
it's a different thing.
hang on. Wasn't it? Was it Kami? Piccolo was created 'cause Kami took all of the evil out of his body. Is that right? Am I remembering that right? It's been a long
Yes,
time
yeah.
since I watched
So
Dragon Ball.
basically, Kami split himself into two, but put
That was it.
all of the evil into
Into Piccolo.
into Demon King Piccolo. Yeah.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah. I was like, I think this is right, but it's been like literally decades since I
Yeah.
watched it.
Where it was only like a few days ago for me for like reading some of it because I just love going back to it.
Yeah, man, you should.
I mean, obviously that's the reason why I bought all the mangas and everything is I love like reading back through it. But like, what was it? I was saying to someone the other day, is that the beauty about like some of the stuff that you've got as like plot holes and stuff. Like, I know you're not a fan of like GT, and I know you haven't.
What's GT? Oh, I thought
Dra-
you meant like, oh, Gran Turismo. I played Gran Turismo. It was fine.
Gran Turismo was brilliant, brilliant. I loved it.
I mean, it was fine.
I loved it. I thought it was one of the best sort of like racing games that was around for a while. Closely followed by Ridge Racer. Ridge Racer was an amazing game when it first came out. Unless you like prefer like more the hover car thing, and then it's Wipeout. Wipeout
I
was
preferred
brilliant.
Rage Racer, which was Ridge Racer 3. That was my favorite of the Ridge Racer games. Also Burnout.
Oh, Burnout Paradise,
Come on,
amazing
yeah,
game.
Burnout Paradise. Me and my son watched a TikTok some Australian dude put up about Burnout Paradise. Never crossed my mind that he's never heard of like what Burnout was. And like this guy made some very valid points, like racing games today. They're all most games they're all like super realistic.
Yeah.
Like they've lost all their character and charm. Like he's playing Forza because it's Forza, and guess how fast my car's going? 300 miles an hour. You could have fooled me. Like, because it looks like it's going normally. He's like, but here I'm playing Burnout. Do you know how fast I'm going? I don't fucking know because it doesn't tell me. I can only guess
Oh.
how much my butthole clenches when I take a turn and how much the screen throws at me. Because the screen blurs up and goes like, you feel like you're going 1,000 miles an hour.
Well,
You have literally no idea because there's no gauge.
It was one of the sort of like it was one of the effects that they did specifically on the game. They put the blur in it to make it seem that much quicker, and you're like, yeah, and then you take out someone else, and it would go into that slow mo crash scene. And it's like
just to see how much damage you would cause. Yeah.
Oh my god! And then
I remember we played it. We played it on your Xbox 360, and we got the world record on one of the streets for damage caused. I don't remember which one of it was, but one of us got the world record on your Xbox.
Oh my god, it was oh my god, that was so long ago. They brought out wasn't it Burnout Crash or something like that, where it was just just crashed. It was like it became like a game of its own, and it was just like Burnout Crash, and you would just. Yeah, you started off in a car, you went across an intersection, and the purpose was to just make the biggest explosion that you could. And he just
kind of an indie game.
it just went explosion after explosion after explosion, and just tried to get like the rack up the highest amount. And as you unlock more stuff, you could sort of like unlock like a tanker, so it would like it would go into a bigger explosion. It's like yeah, but you know nowadays. Like what was it when we were playing on Need for Speed when we were going online with it not too long ago actually, we just kind of got bored of the racing, so we decided to hunt down people that were on our map.
Oh yeah, we did, didn't we? Yeah.
They were just like randomly on the map, so we thought oh, we're gonna get them.
Which was weird because that was a Need for Speed game I could actually beat you at.
It was oh my god, that was Need for Speed.
It was just called Need for Speed. That one
was that just Need for Speed.
It was just called Need for Speed, yeah.
Oh.
Where it was focusing on like 5 different ones, whereas you focused on like 5 different disciplines in any order, which was like get away from the cops or shooting your car, drag races.
That was brilliant. You love because I mean that's the gimmick of like Need for Speed. It was just it works out well. I didn't like the fact that they tried to do a film with that. And
I watched the film and
it wasn't it like Jesse from Breaking Bad.
Aaron Paul, yeah.
That's it, yeah, Aaron Paul, yeah.
And then Batman was like the guy running the race in a lighthouse somewhere.
Jesus Christ!
And they were like, "Oh yeah, the Cronus egg is like the whole thing of the car, the whole point of it or something."
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think they're just trying to well at the time I think it was because Fast and Furious was like really popular, so they thought that they'd sort of like go with it. And Fast and Furious is now, I don't know, 10, 11 films in, and
well, the last film is 3 films long, so yeah, says a lot, doesn't it?
It does. It says too much.
It says too much.
Do you know?
Remember when it was just about stealing cars and racing them? Do you remember that? Do you remember that? Does anyone remember that when Fast and Furious was just? If you watched Fast and Furious 1, and then you went and watched Fast 9 or F9 or whatever the
Oh my
fuck it's
god.
called.
Oh my god, that would be nuts, wouldn't it? I just
You'd have
that
no idea.
that is a brilliant idea though. Just watch the first film of a franchise and then watch the last. And
Yeah.
then your mind will be blown and be like, how did they get there? Like,
Because
you could do it with anything. If you sort of like
Yeah.
watch the first film for say like Star Wars and then watch the last film. Look at the
Wait,
comparison.
which is the first film in
Ooh,
Star Wars? Episode 4 or episode 1?
God, like episode 4 if you want to go like a
Okay, and then what you watch? Skip straight to 9.
yeah.
Okay, yeah, okay.
And then so like do the same thing but with like Harry Potter. What's the first one? What's the last one?
I kind of went off Harry Potter, like not just because J.K. Rowling's a piece of shit, but I don't know what it was. It just suddenly I just went, I don't like this. You know, in like Toy Story, where he's like, I don't want to play with you anymore,
And
and like
then
he just drops him into the bin. Yeah, it was like that. I don't know why. It just suddenly very much like that. But
Yeah.
yeah, there's like a lot like these massive like going back to the Fast one. If you didn't watch the first one or the second one, you'd have no idea that Brian used to be a fucking cop.
Oh yeah.
Like, yeah, see, you forgot, didn't you? You forgot.
Oh my god, yeah, because like in the
Brian was a fucking cop.
he
and
was,
one of them took place
because
in Tokyo.
in because in the
Which is the best
second
one.
one he kind of like isn't a cop, and he's just like someone who's working undercover but not undercover because he's not really a cop anymore in that one.
Freelance.
Yeah. And then obviously the third one, which was
Tokyo
Tokyo
Drift, best one. Best one.
which is brilliant. And
Mm.
to start with, it almost had nothing to do with any part of it, and then they kind of
it
merged it
didn't.
in. But I like the fact
was-
that it was like its own standalone thing. I loved it.
Yeah, very much like Halloween 3 Season of the Witch.
Very
Very much like that. I love Tokyo Drift. It was the best one. Best one in my opinion.
because it was about cars.
No, it was just the best one out of all of them. But yeah, it was also about cars. And then like it actually had a story that wasn't the same as every other fucking one.
I mean,
Where the fast group of God, the family, have got to go to space and kill a Death Star.
I mean,
While the Rock's like, I'm the Rock.
Moana.
Yeah.
Moana in space.
That's gonna fucking live action as well.
Well, yeah, it's being recorded at the moment.
Yeah.
It's because they've done the second Moana film, which I will be watching with the kids. I'm sure sometime soon. Not that they'll sit and fucking watch it anyway.
Moana's my wife's favorite Disney film, and she said the second one was just, It was like, It was okay. Okay.
I'm surprised that that's her favorite one.
Yeah, it's one of her favorite ones. One of my favorite ones is Tangled. Like, come on, love it. Love that film.
Good.
I
Brilliant.
love Tangled. Top 3 Disney films go: Tangled, Basil, and then Lilo and Stitch.
Aladdin.
Of course it fucking is. I know it would be. No doubt in my mind it would be Aladdin. I reckon I'm going to guess the other ones. I reckon
Okay.
Jungle Book.
Well, that's a good shout, but I wasn't gonna have it as one of my top ones.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I'll give up automatically.
I love The Lion King because of Timon
Yeah.
and Pumbaa. Loved them. Brilliant.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I don't know whether to go like old or new.
That's the thing, innit? Back when they actually fucking drew it, or
I'm trying to think now. What was? Oh my god. I loved Lilo and Stitch. Lilo and Stitch was brilliant. It was because I mean even they did like a series. That obviously
they did, didn't they?
Yeah, because it introduced all of the other experiments and how their abilities like went into obviously Stitch's.
Was it
and then
Six 2 3, the yellow one that was like was all powerful, but was just too lazy and just ate all the time.
Well, so there was that was the case. Yeah.
627 or something like that.
No, well, so 626 was Stitch.
Yeah.
625 was the lazy one.
Right.
And then there was 627, which was the one that was made after Stitch, because he wanted to see if he can make one better. So he kind of like kept.
And that was the pink one, I imagine. And then.
No, the pink wasn't the pink one like the really girly one.
Yeah.
And it was
it
like
had to because it was pink.
That was 623. Or something
Oh
like that.
man, actually, I saw something the other day because just in my thing, I was like, whenever it's pink, it's always a girl. Not necessarily true nowadays, which is good because I saw a cover for a new Power Rangers comic, and the Red Ranger was a girl, and the Pink Ranger was a guy, and it's like, fuck yeah, finally. Serious.
So who was in the Blue Ranger suit?
I don't remember.
This is the most
Probably
interesting
some,
part.
probably some dude.
Yeah,
It was
because
just
like,
some
well,
dude.
because this is what I was going to ask next: is who was in the yellow, who was in the blue,
Don't
and who
remember.
was in the black?
Don't remember. It was just, it was a big thing that the Red Ranger was at the front, and it was a girl, and I'm like, fuck yeah, finally. And then like the Pink Ranger was a boy, and I was like, yeah, finally, let's do this.
What are
Power
they?
Rangers finally getting on board.
So like, I mean, what are they up to now with like Power Rangers? Because you had Power Rangers, and you had
Um,
like oh my god, I can't even think of what they were. Is
there
it?
was, oh my god, all right, fire enough. Here we go. Okay, hold on. What were they in the films?
It was the
I'm a frog. I remember like the Black Ranger saying that. There's a kiss, he becomes a noble prince.
because I thought
Power
it was
Rangers.
like the Red Ranger was a dragon or something, or was that later on?
Oh, you mean? Oh, I thought you meant like like series wise, because it was like there
Yep,
was
like
Power Rangers, then there was something else, and there was Power Rangers Samurai, then there was Shogun Power Rangers, kick ass name. Then there was Dino fucking Rangers. There was loads. I don't
Primal
know what
Rangers.
yeah, I don't know what the Zoids are at the minute,
Oh.
or Zords, because Zoids was its own thing, wasn't it?
Oh my
Yes, it was.
god, I can't even
Zoids.
remember. Oh my god.
Zoids was like an anime around the same time that Gundam when we were kids. And again, there's like a heavy gear sort of situation, I think. They were fighting with Zoids. Fucking loved heavy gear. He's just dying today. It's okay.
Oh yeah, oh my god. There's so many different things that go around at the moment. Fucking kids bring everything home.
Yeah. I felt rough as balls the other day. I was just like, oh. First day back at work after a week off, and I'm just like,
The
I had to
worst
take this
part.
thing that wasn't quite cocodamol because the doctor was too afraid to give me an opioid. He's like, I don't want to get you addicted. I was like, that could happen. So why don't we roll the dice? You know, I'm in a lot of pain. He's like, I don't believe you. Here's something that's not as strong. I was like, well, fuck you. But it did work, thankfully. So luckily, I had some of them with me at work, so I took some of them. And I was like,
And you're fine now?
I'm fine now. Yeah, I just massive cluster headaches all across there, all
Ooh.
behind the eyes. The like brightness was like, you know, I get up at 5 o'clock in the morning for work, so like turn on my phone, like, go into work, and all the headlights coming at me. And I'm just like, tempted to put my sunglasses on, you know, in pitch
I've
black to
done
drive
that.
to work.
No,
Yeah,
I've done that when it just gets a little bit dazzly, and you just kind of put
yeah,
them down for a second and then put them back up, or like
yeah.
if the person in front's got their foot on the brake in front of you, so I sometimes put the sun visor down so it blocks the lights a little bit.
Oh, God. And they got the stigmatism as well, where it's like the lines
Oh
are like that way.
god.
And you're like, oh my God. We're just like real people, you know? People can relate to us. People are
Yeah.
like, ha ha ha, I have that.
Oh my god. This is
I have that.
amazing.
I'm going to look at
Oh,
some of the more of the questions you sent me because I've been trying to look the entire
oh
time.
shit.
Smutty books, positions are unreasonable. Don't know, don't read them. Told you your wife was reading them. You got pissed off and went upstairs to have a go at her.
No,
Not have a go at her, but confront her on it.
I was just curious of obviously what books had the smutty stuff in. So she
Apparently,
said
all of them.
so well no, apparently not all of them. So there's only certain ones.
Oh,
So obviously the one that you saw, which was Icebreaker, which I'm pretty sure most people know about.
yeah. I know
Now
about it
well
because
now
of
I know
TikTok.
about it.
Yeah. Are you reading it?
No, I'm not reading it, but I
Okay.
apparently she said that I should read certain ones. I don't know why she wants me to read certain ones, but I can only guess.
Well,
But as I've said on here, they're very unreasonable.
they are.
Some of the
Yeah.
things that they're
The whole
suggesting
thing
there.
is very unrealistic.
But isn't
I'm
that
supposed to be
the?
good at hockey and sex. Come on, pick one.
I'm supposed to be a
God,
phenomenal
I'm
athlete
not a,
and be
I'm
good
not
at
a,
this.
yeah, I'm not a machine. You know.
I think that's the beauty about books, isn't it? It can be very unrealistic and it's not a problem.
Oh man, I was reading when I was away. I was reading the Gaunt's Ghost book, and it's like Game of Thrones. You can't have a favorite character because they're gonna die. And one person who I thought was gonna live, one
Ah,
person I thought was gonna live to the end, and then they got shot, literally shot in the back. And I was just like, I was reading the book, and I was like, ah! And then my wife was like, "Who died?" I'm like, "Oh my God!" And I had to put the book down for a bit. And then I messaged like someone about it, and they're like, "You're on holiday, put the book away." And I was like, "I can't stop now."
I mean,
Yeah.
let me guess and say
Hmm.
that does the character's name begin with an E?
How the hell did you know that? How the hell did you know that? Did you talk to Steve?
No.
No. Yeah, you did.
Oh my god.
What did he message you and say? I
Well,
think Jenko might be upset.
so we were messaging because obviously he's been giving me tips and stuff to do with the shed and everything, right?
Oh yeah.
So he's been giving me like tips and stuff of obviously how how to better insulate it and all the rest of it and everything like that. And he's like, I think he's upset. I was like, what? And he's like, a character's died that he really liked. I was like, oh yeah, that'll happen.
Yeah, that does happen.
I was like,
Oh man.
uh,
Take
yeah,
one item from a game or film that would be that it would be. What? Oh,
right.
okay.
If you could take any item from a game or
Mm,
film, one item, what would it be?
oh god, the Gunblade from Final Fantasy VIII.
Oh, yeah, that's a good choice.
Yeah.
I still
Yeah.
don't get how that would work.
Apparently it doesn't fire bullets, it fires vibrations down the blade so that when you attack with it, you pull the trigger and the vibrations as it slices in just wrecks the body.
Chainsaw would do a lot better.
Well, yeah, but
Like
oh
most
man, I should have
things in
picked
that game, they're a
chainsword.
little bit overrated.
I should have picked chainsaw. Fuck you. Fuck you. Yeah, I like Final Fantasy VII the best. I have to have a remake because I deserve it. Oh.
I like the fact that like a lot of games have been hinted at remakes in Final Fantasy, but not once has anyone hinted at 8 being
No.
given a remake.
No.
9,
No.
even 10 has been sort of like looked into.
10,
6,
10 had a
5.
sequel. Like the Pixel collection came out. Like the Final Fantasy 1 had that remake where
Yeah.
it was like you were the villain.
Sort of, yeah. It was really good
Yeah.
though. Yeah.
Final Fantasy 2, again, I don't think it had it. Well, it was on the Origins thing, wasn't it, or whatever?
Yes.
So it had a bit of a glow up.
Anthology
3
or
had a
something.
straight remake.
Yeah.
I think a sequel. 4 had a sequel and other things. 5 had a sequel and stuff. 6 have a sequel.
No, but it could
No.
do it. Well, a sequel
Could
wouldn't
do with
work.
an upgrade.
It could do with an upgrade. Yes, I agree
Yeah,
with
could
that.
do with an upgrade for sure.
I mean, even if they just made it like a little bit better graphics, I'd be happy with it. With obviously how it is.
Yeah.
And
then 7's just the fucking cum rag of stuff at the minute.
um,
Like 7's. I understand why people like 7. It was like groundbreaking at the
Yeah.
time it came out.
Yeah.
Story is good, but oh my god, could you possibly wank off any more over it?
I think
Honestly, it's had about 18 spin-offs. It's in so many other things.
it's had like 3 films.
Yeah, it's had 3 films. My god.
Yeah, I mean, exactly as you just said then though, because it was so groundbreaking.
That's the thing.
That's
I understand.
probably the reason why.
Yeah, I understand completely. Yeah, I get it. I know why. I just wish that people appreciated 8 the same way. That's all. Because 8 is like 6, nothing at all. And then 9 apparently is getting a anime or a sequel.
Oh really?
Yeah, apparently 9's getting an anime or a remake. We're not sure which, but it's like
An anime
they
would
said, like,
work nicely.
yeah, when they said like Metal Gear Solid 3 is not being remade, and everyone's like, yes, it is. That's what's happening with this Final Fantasy 9 thing. Like, no one knows what it is, but something's in the work, and they're like, no, it's not, and it's like, yeah, it is. Then 10 had 10-2.
Ugh.
11 was sick for when it was up. 12 had a couple of games. 12, and then it had a remake.
12,
I want to say it had a remake.
12, I never played.
It was okay. It wasn't brilliant, but it was okay.
13
forever
had
to get one.
like 3 games.
Yeah, it's got 3 games. 14 got completely remade from the ground up.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why it's called A Realm Reborn. 15 was that the boy band?
That was the boy band experience. Yeah.
And that had DLC for it.
Yeah, that was good. That
well.
was. Yeah, I actually enjoyed
16's come out and then nothing.
16 was.
But
16's been good. I do want to go back to playing that.
I like the voice actor for the main character. Clive. The least sexiest name ever in a Final Fantasy game.
Yeah.
And his favorite, is it Ben? Ben someone. His favorite Final Fantasy is Final Fantasy VIII, and then he went to like this big event launch thing for Final Fantasy 16 in like a brown suede suit with a Final Fantasy 8 t-shirt, and I was like, that's my guy right there. I'd die for him right now. Like, That man's representing, and I would take a bullet for him. So yeah,
At the end of the day, Final Fantasy has got a different game for every different generation, every different kind of person, every different style of gameplay now. You know, it kind of caters to so many people that Final
Mm.
Fantasy is just, you know, it'll be able to sort of like culminize a lot of like people to get, it'll be able to gather everyone together, and because everyone will sort of say, oh, this one's good, this one's good. Like, it's great, fantastic. I'm glad that everyone is all right. What the hell is your cat doing?
I think he's trying to get out.
Ow.
I'll be 1 second. This happens every goddamn time.
I will vamp for time whilst you are.
Come on, then.
Oh, you know what? I thought the window was a lot closer than that. I guess I was wrong. But oh, 3, 2, 1, and we're back.
And we're back. And we're clear. What were we saying? Final Fantasy VIII was the best one. Yes, yes, it was.
That's right. So
I also know this weird thing that Final Fantasy VIII can't they can't do a successful port of it to any system because they lost the
Yeah.
code.
yeah,
Yeah, it was on a laptop and they lost the laptop. And it's like,
I can't believe that after all this time that someone out there has not just redone it.
yeah,
Surely, some giant nerd out there has just sort of gone, I got this.
hopefully. Do you know what would be really good? I was thinking about this morning. Just a Blitzball game.
Oh yes.
Just a Blitzball game where
Yeah.
you can play Blitzball or you can manage a team, recruit
Yeah.
them. You know, like FIFA or like Football Manager.
Yep.
But Blitzball Manager.
Yeah, I mean, one of my favorite games, obviously. That's why Blitz Ace. Yeah.
Mhm.
You know, one of my favorite like side games was doing that. It was a brilliant game. I think I spent a lot of time, you know, wrangling up players from like the Guados and everything else, and trying to get like the fastest players and the strongest players from the Russo and all that sort of stuff.
Mhm.
What are they called? Russos? No,
Rontars?
Rontas?
No, that's from Star Wars.
What am I trying to think? What the hell are the names? Anyway, those ones.
Yeah.
Big guys.
Kimhari.
Yeah. Um, they were really good, and the only thing that I didn't like about Final Fantasy X sometimes was the scene with the laughing.
Oh God, everyone.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
It's a bit over the top.
Banging soundtrack though.
Oh yeah, some of the stuff is amazing for it. Story's
Banging
pretty good as well. I enjoy the
Mm.
story for that. I just didn't like when they
Yeah.
did 10-2. I didn't like it.
You know what? I got up early. I went to Shrewsbury, which was not easy because I asked my dad to take me to Shrewsbury before a shop opened to go in there to be one of the first to buy it. And then I got home and I loaded it up and I think I played it for 2 hours and I was like, well, this is boring. And then I tidied my bedroom.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's how much I was like, this is shit.
That was like at that point you were like, right, my bedroom needs tidying because this is shit.
Yeah.
I must be in a dream, so I might as well tidy the fuck up.
Get past that absolute pop sensation of an opening cutscene.
Oh my god.
For you. Yeah.
Yeah, it just
I was
tries.
like, oh, it could have been good
How?
if they'd done it completely differently.
If they'd gone with a different story completely.
Yeah, maybe that could have been Final Fantasy like 11 at the time. Change all the characters to something else that we're not already invested in.
The one thing I like about Final Fantasy games is that they didn't need sequels.
Yeah, but they still fucking got them.
No,
Square Enix got their claws into
as
them.
soon as Square Enix could pass over, because
Yeah.
obviously
Yeah.
when obviously the
hate
original
Square
team
Enix.
for Squaresoft,
Squaresoft,
they
Love 'em.
created Lost Odyssey, which was a
Mhm.
brilliant game and
And Blue Dragon.
Oh my god, it's amazing. Blue
Is it
Dragon was brilliant.
Mistwalker? Is that what they call themselves? Mistwalker.
Hang on, I'll tell you now because I got Lost Odyssey in front of me.
Yeah, I think it's Mistwalker. Great game though. Honestly, great game.
I can't actually. Oh shit! This is all gonna fall.
Well, then don't do it.
No, I've committed. So Lost Odyssey.
I think it's Mistwalker.
Shadow Walker.
Ah, it's close.
Yeah. It was a brilliant game. It had brilliant sort of like characters in it. A good story.
4 discs. 4 discs long.
Motherfucker. 4 discs.
Was it 4 discs or
Yeah.
was it 3?
4 discs.
And at the time, you were like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah, 4 discs, and it was the Fresh and Powerful and Epic by 360 Magazine.
Mm.
Oh my god.
Yep.
Yeah, it's weird because I still have a few like Xbox 360 games here that I just didn't get rid of because I found that they were really good. Like one of my
Mm.
an underrated game that I really loved was, do you remember the film Wanted?
Yes.
The game that they made of it was brilliant. Loved it.
Mm-hmm.
I really enjoyed that.
Yeah. Back when movies actually got like video game adaptations
That were actually decent.
that were actually decent, like The Warriors. Come on.
Oh,
Come on.
amazing.
Come on.
Love
Come
that. It
on.
was brilliant, that was.
Come on.
They made a because they put it on the PSP, and then obviously it got ported onto the PS4 and PS5 in the marketplace. Obviously, when they
I
brought
think
back the
it's yeah.
classics.
I think it's on Game Pass on consoles at the minute, I think.
What did they put it onto on Xbox?
We played it on Xbox.
Did we? I thought we played it on
Yeah.
PlayStation.
No, we played it on Xbox, I'm sure we did.
Oh shit!
Yeah, I'm sure it was on Xbox. The original Xbox. The Xbox.
The Xbox,
Which is what the next Xbox will be called. It'll be called the Xbox.
because
They
they
Xboxes. Xbox 2. Prey.
wait. What's the newest one called?
Xbox Series X or Xbox Series S.
So the S is the one without the CD thing.
Yeah, that's the one I got. Yeah.
You got the
Not realizing that. Yeah. I should have fucking known.
Awkward.
Yeah, a bit awkward. I'm like, I guess I'm stuck on digital now.
I mean, I like the idea of digital because I don't really tend to get rid of games, and I like going back to like a good catalog of stuff. But I like actually owning it, and it sounds
Yeah.
like with a lot of the games that you buy now, after a while, you technically don't own it, and it's just gone.
No, that's bullshit. Absolute bullshit. That is. I mean,
Um,
EA was it EA? No, it was Ubisoft. Ubisoft were like, you need to get used to the idea of not owning your Xbox. No, you need to get and a stroke. You need to get used to the idea of not owning the games you pay for. It's like, well, you better get used to not having my fucking money.
Well, to be fair,
I
Ubisoft
think they're going bust.
I was going to say Ubisoft don't seem to be doing very well in markets at the moment because I think they rely heavily on Assassin's Creed to kind of prop them up, and the last couple have not been great. Apparently, Shadow is decent now, but
what the hell happened? They had the Tom Clancy brand,
yeah,
Trials, all that, and they're all just wasting it, man.
Well, I sometimes wonder if a lot of game ideas come up, and then they start to go, "Oh, this has a really good potential to it," and they start developing it, and then they realize that's really god awful. We need to get away from that. But they've already put so much money into it that they then go, "Wow, maybe we've got to kind of like fudge it a little bit," because they've got to put so much time and effort into some of these games. This is why some of the indie brands tend to do better because they just do one game. Whereas some of these bigger companies, they just kind of go like, right, let's do loads of different ones, see which one works out well, and then put all our effort into that. And sometimes it's the other ones. Like, do you remember the Bounty Hunter game that was supposed to come out? And it was a Star Wars Bounty Hunter game.
Yeah, Star Wars 1313.
Yeah, it looked amazing. And then it just got binned.
Yeah.
And instead, I think we got like the new Battlefront, which wasn't fantastic.
Battlefront 2, when it came out, it was not fantastic.
Battlefront
3? Did we get Battlefront 3?
Yeah, because you got Battlefront 2. I'm pretty sure you got like Star Wars Battlefront 3, which is
Might have mixed up the timeline on this.
Battlefront 3.
I think I mixed up my timeline because there's two Battlefront 2s, isn't there?
So you got Battlefront 3 was released in that doesn't oh, will there be a battle? Oh, it looks like there wasn't a Battlefront 3. It was 2. Unless no. Wait, did they just rename? Oh, 3 was supposed to happen but never got done, but it actually got quite a lot of
Oh shit, yeah.
Because
it was basically good to go to disc and they cancelled it. Yeah.
Yeah, because Battlefront came out in 2004. Battlefront 3, which was just called Battlefront in the end, was supposed to come out in 2015, and it was like mostly all the way up done, and then it just got binned, and it was just like
out of nowhere. Yeah.
I'm sorry, but that looked like an amazing game.
Yep, I remember this. Yeah,
and it's just
I remember this.
Okay, So we're just getting rid of good games now. Okay, fair enough.
It was,
Bye.
yeah. Apparently, it was just it was done. Yeah. There's a similar thing. Well, it's not a similar thing, but when oh god, what game was it? Was it Oblivion? I think when Oblivion was made, they finished it a week before it was going gold, which means go to disc. So they finished the code in the game a week before it was due. So all developers were like, well, just like see what you can make in a week, on like using the code or whatever. So they did. They made all of this cool stuff. The developers made all of this cool stuff, like the ability like to ride on certain things or like have certain stuff like that. Made all these items and stuff, and they were all kick ass. They were like, "Oh yeah, here's what we made," and they're like, "Sick, yeah, okay. Well, we're not going to use any of that." And it's just like you just had all these amazing devs were like allowed to do what they want to do. Had all these amazing things, basically mods, and said we can do all this stuff, and they were like, "Yeah, that's great, but we're just going to use the code that is like already that we've done." And it's like, for fuck's sake, man. There's some unnecessary game details as well, like in Metal Gear Solid 2, when you're on the ship, if you shoot a bowl of ice cubes on the floor, they melt in real time. Yeah, completely fucking useless. But yeah.
I do like sometimes when they put like extra effort into like, the graph that you can see the grass moving with the wind. And it's like, that's great, that's fine. And I like that. That's really cool. But you could have put more detail into half the other crap in this game.
Yeah, you know how the rest of the game's shit. Well,
yeah, work on the other stuff afterwards, or maybe they have to put it as part of it. I don't know. I don't really know enough about game development and how it works. I came up with a story and I tried to send it into different like gaming companies, and they said that they don't look at game stories anymore. They'll only look at it if it's like half made. So
yeah,
because
it's like it's like that's very similar to the music industry now, where they don't sign artists unless they have like 50,000 followers on their like
oh Jesus
TikTok pages and stuff like that. It's like, what? Remember when music was pioneered by like people sending in CDs and they're like, oh my god, you got a band, I've got their demo. And it's like, yeah, we don't listen to people now that aren't already famous because they don't want to take that. They don't want to take that risk. Same with games and stuff. They won't make original games. They only make sequels and remakes because they're proven money makers. It's like half the games that are coming out are remakes. No one wants to commit to like single stuff apart from indie gamers, like you said, like Stardew Valley, made by one dude. Incredible game, love it. Got 1,000 hours in it easily. It won't tell me exactly because I've been playing with mods, so it doesn't count those hours. But I've got like 1,000 hours in Stardew Valley, made by one fucking dude.
The idea
he'll
of
never
it
really finish on it.
was simple enough for Stardew Valley. It was simple enough,
Yeah.
and it got developed, and people love it because sometimes you don't need so much complexity in it. Like
invented.
Do you remember?
The cozy
game. Oh my god! There's a game that's supposed to come out, and I think it was called Forsaken, and it was like like the character had like super abilities, things like that. You could fly. You had like superpowers and this, that, and the other. They did a demo of it. It looked really good. The game came out and it flopped. It had too much in it that people just went meh.
Yeah,
and
there was another one like that as well. It was this huge game. Apparently the script was like 2,000 pages long.
Whoa.
And that is it. Kingdom Come Deliverance. This wasn't Avowed. Something Reckoning. It had a remake a couple of years ago, and apparently, yeah, like I say, it was like 2,000 pages long. There was like it was ridiculous for its time. Like they hired a proper fantasy author. The game company did to make this story. It had super rich lore and world building and stuff like that, and it got completely bypassed because I think another game came out at the same that was more popular.
Well, it's the problem, isn't it? Is that sometimes that some of these things they just timed wrong, or like the original development was when something was popular and then it's not popular anymore, and then it just kind of
Nukem.
yeah. So it's one of those, isn't it, where it's just like it's lost its fandom almost because it didn't keep the traction sort of going. Because I mean, I think we've been waiting ages for like the new Wolverine game to come out. Is
there a Wolverine game coming out?
Did you not know this? So like it's been like
if I knew, I forgot. That's how long it's been.
It was hinted for. It's been hinted for the last, I think. Oh my god, 3 or 4 different like gaming event news things. Yeah.
Yeah. Because the trailer came out at the same time as Spider-Man 2.
Yes, it did. It did. That was
Yeah.
that was the second trailer to come out with it because I think they had like a.
Yeah.
And so like that was so long ago. Spider-Man 2 has been and gone.
Yeah. Shit. Yeah, no, I remember that. Yeah.
And like it was because like I've wanted a new Wolverine because the last Wolverine game that came out was brilliant because you could get shot and you literally saw yourself
Oh,
self
yeah,
heal.
yeah.
It was like so
Yeah.
fucking cool. You could
It
see
was
all the way
sick.
down to the exoskeleton and everything. And like
Yeah, it was
I was
cool
like,
as
oh cool,
fuck.
yeah, I want to look to this next one, but like nothing. It's just dead. It's just nothing.
That was the
Nothing's
movie
happening.
Wolverine game as well, wasn't it? Wolverine, like the Origins one or whatever.
It could have been, but obviously eventually that might get binned because it'll be outdated. It'll be just
Yeah.
gone. But like luckily enough, Wolverine kind of like survives most things, and I think
Yeah.
Henry Cavill might be playing the Wolverine in one of the newer films that's coming out as like the different version. But
Look,
all
I mean,
hints.
I'm not gay, but if he wants to pin me into a wall, and then just whisper into my ear the lore of Warhammer or his PC specs, I mean, I'm not strong enough to fight him. That's all I'm saying. So I'm saying, you know.
And on that note, we will leave it at that. So if you want to do the outro, because we've been chatting for about an hour and we've got through 2 topics, which is pretty standard for us. When I had written about 5 topics out to go through.
Yeah, considering like right at the start, we're going to get onto the questions.
Yeah, it didn't last very long, but yeah, we tried.
We tried. Maybe people like if they listen to this, they want to ask us a question in the comments on YouTube.
One of them was a question that somebody
Oh my
asked
god,
me.
which one was it? Was it?
One of them was a
Oh,
question.
I mean, someone watches this piece of shit.
Yeah, damn straight. So someone asked me. They sort of said, "What would you do if you got Jumanji'd?" So someone actually asked me that as a question. They sort of
Probably
said,
die.
and I sort of said, "Well, I as a fat person, I'm probably
Mhm.
not going to survive very long unless
Yeah.
I find something that I can eat, and I don't do well with like bugs and shit. And it's not for me."
Is there a Greg's in Jumanji?
Well, so like then I thought about it in this way, right? So Jumanji can mean 2 things to me, because if you go by the original, film, right?
Best one. Fuck the Rock.
If you go by the original film, only one person got absorbed into it. Jumanji just means that you get like a roll of the dice and you get like something that happens to you. Like if you're a cheater, you get turned into a monkey or blah blah blah, all the rest of it, right?
Cheat monkey.
So like if I got Jumanji, were they asking if I got absorbed into the game? Kind of depends on what character I picked. Or do they mean if I sort of like got Jumanji and if I got like, you know, if I found myself in the middle of like a giant river flowing down, or like the house I was in started getting like absorbed. Basically, I just don't think I'd survive. I think I'd be dead.
Nah, same. Yeah, immediately. Like, what do you think you do? Jumanji? Die probably
Yeah,
immediately.
I am
Like,
not
yeah.
athletic. I am not very strong. My back hurts when I sneeze. It's it's
Yeah.
something we've established in these. I don't think,
I've
but
got to
yeah,
take a couple of poos a day just to keep regular.
yeah. So but yes, I am making note of like questions that people ask me, and I'm going to be going through with them. So yeah, I do actually get the odd question here and there. Sometimes from like some of the students that I teach.
Wait, they don't listen to this, do they?
So far I've tried to make it so they can't find it, but like I'm gonna start maybe posting it in other places where they can.
Oh no.
It's fine. I'm sure that they won't mind.
Probably not.
Right. So.
Okay, I'll do the outro then. Okay,
Outro.
this has been Everyone Has a Podcast. I've been Jenko, that's been Blitzace. And we're back in 2 weeks. Oh my god, because we have a schedule apparently. With another one. Maybe put some questions in the comments if you're watching on YouTube. If you're not watching on YouTube, why not? Unless you're listening to Spotify, in which case, yeah, give us a thumbs up or a rating. I don't know how Spotify works. I'm 38.
Yeah, I still don't
should
know.
do because I am 38. I'm not like dead. I should know how it works, but I don't. I don't use Spotify.
I mean, I'm not 100% sure how it works. If you, I know that you can follow people, but I don't really know if you can like anything. But
I know that artists can see what songs you put their songs, what playlists you put their songs into, and some of them have been hilarious.
Oh.
So yeah.
Right. Well, thank you very much for watching or listening, depending on what you're doing. And yeah, like, follow, subscribe.
Bye.
Bye.